Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be replacing the rear suspension in this N70 Hilux. Let's get into it. Okay, we're under the back of the car now, and the first thing I do is remove the spare tyre so it's out of your way. Now I'm just going to go and just spray these shackle bolts and under the U-bolts as well. Just help them come off a bit easier. And also with this brake line, just undo this little 12mm bolt here, just to stop it from stretching. Okay, while the car's up in the air, I'm underneath it, I'm just going to loosen off all these bolts. The shocky, top and bottom, shackles, and also your U-bolts. And also loosen off the front spring eye bolt. Okay, I've just lowered the car down so the rear wheels are touching the ground, but the chassis is still supported by the hoist. Now I'm just going to remove this rear shock absorber. Once you get the bolts out, just get a pry bar and get in behind it. And next we're going to loosen off these rear shackles. You can remove its rear shackles. Next thing, we're just going to remove the U-bolts. Just this bottom plate's going to come off too when you undo the last bolt. You can just pull your U-bolts out. Now that I've got both sides undone, I'm just going to lift the car up with the hoist a bit to give me a bit more room to get those rear leaves out. You just can't go up too much because of this brake line. So just make sure you don't stretch it. Now we just need to remove the front spring eye bolts on both sides. Just get that bolt out. Then the only other thing is the handbrake cable that mounts each side. Now that's everything's undone. And just lift the spring up. There's a centering bolt. Just grab a hammer and a punch and knock the old bushes out. Okay, now we're just going to install the new bushes into the spring eyes. They do come with a bit of insulation grease. There is a steel bush that goes in the middle, so I'll just put that in one side. Get that started. And to push them in, you can just get a clamp. They do go in relatively easy. Just push them in till they're home on both sides. And then also put a bit of this grease on the faces, because the mount they go in, they need to slide in. You don't want the bush getting caught and breaking. So for your rear shackles, you got long bushes and short bushes. The long ones go into your chassis and the short ones go into your spring eyes. So they just push in. Okay, we'll just install our bushes into the chassis. Just push them in by hand. Now we can lift our spring pack in. Going to get your front eyelet bolt in first. Slide that all the way in. Just put the nut finger tight on at this stage. Okay, now we got our leaf back sitting in there. We do have a wedge to put under it with, so that just rotates your diff around a bit. As you lift it, your diff will want to go down, and we just want to tilt it up a bit so the drive shaft has a better angle. Might save your unis. So just slide that under there. There is a bolt that lines up and goes on your diff housing there. So make sure that's in. And then before we install our U-bolts, just clean off any dirt under there. And same on the shocky mount. If there's any dirt there, your bolts will come loose. We've also got new bump stops because this had airbags in it previously, and they're just getting removed, so set your bump stop on. Just like to put a bit of anti-seize on the U-bolts. And they grab onto your bump stop as well. Alright, we'll just do them U-bolts up, but do them up evenly so that the same amount of thread is sticking out on each one. And make sure the tops are sitting in that bump stop holder. Now those U-bolts are fitted, just going to get these rear shackles. Just put some of that assembly grease on them so slide in the bushes easier. Now I'm going to just sit it up in this chassis housing, and I'm going to let the car down until we get to about this height. It'll make it easier to get them in. So get them roughly the right height you want them. Get them on so you can get the nut started. Just slowly wind them on till they touch. And then loosen the nuts back off. Now the leaf packs are in, I've done the same on both sides. So all the shackle and eyelet bolts are still loose, and we're just going to get it right down onto the ground at ride height, and then we're going to tighten them up. Now that it's sitting on its own weight, we can tighten all these bolts up. While it's on the ground, we'll tighten this front eyelet up as well. Okay, so this kit comes with a little spacer, and this is to go under your brake hose clamp here, just to give it a bit more travel. It just goes on there like that. Now we can install our shocky. Just the washer goes on the back of it first. Just going to put a bit of rubber grease. And then just get one of the bushes, push them on each side. They are tapered. The big side goes out, the small side goes in the shocky. Then when you get your new shocky, I like to compress it. And let it retract a few times while it's out on the ground there. Set it up there. The other bush, put it in. Just put your bolt in loose. You get the other one in. Just got to squeeze it up because these ones are gas charged. And you should be able to hold it on there pretty easy. Just put your bush in and your bolt on. These do have stoppers on them, so you can just do them up until they stop. Last thing to do now is just install this park brake cable bracket. Okay, now that everything's fitted on the back here, we're just gonna, these are greasable rear shackles. Just gonna pump some grease in. Just until it starts coming out the side there. Same with on the top, I can see it starting to push through. And the front ones are also greasable. Oh, that's coming out. That's how you replace rear suspension on this N70 Hilux. Thanks for watching. Hope you've learnt something. Please like, subscribe and comment, and we'll catch you on the next one.